All right, and we are back for round 2 of the Winning Box Vampire War Tournament here at Ettin Games and Hobbies. Again, I'm Justin with Grant, and right now we got Brandon and Michael, right?
Yep. Brandon is playing Sabine Ezra, and Michael is playing eQui-Gon New Ray.
eQui-Gon New Ray. All
Yeah.
right.
Pretty interesting pairing.
So mono yellow versus mono blue. Let's see
Yeah.
if blue heroes can get there. Oh, New Ray actually.
New Ray, yeah.
With single die Qui-Gon, or is it?
It's
oh, it's elite
Qui-Gon.
Qui-Gon. Okay.
Yep. Pretty interesting pairing. I actually had wished that they would have been able to run elite versions of both.
I think I probably would have done elite New Ray. Make her the target because Qui-Gon does so much out of hand damage. I don't know.
That's true. That's actually a really good point. You know, you're doing so much with the shield pinging now with all the new cards like Shoto Saber, Fearless, that you don't even really need his dice on the board. That's a good point. I wonder if we're
Right, because if he goes down, you know, you're only capable of doing
two
one. Right, or 3. If you do, if Rey has a shield, you do 1 and then 2 from her dice.
True.
But I mean, if Qui-Gon has 1 and you have like take cover and defensive stance and riposte in your hand,
Right.
you're capable of a lot more.
I agree. Although I still feel that Qui-Gon Cannon is best Qui-Gon pair.
Definitely. I mean, 4 dice decks are definitely the way to go right now. I feel they're much more consistent. They don't have it quite as high of a ceiling sometimes, but I don't know. It's pretty comparable. If you think about, Luke Ray from Spirit of Rebellion and the Awakenings meta, it's capable of outputting 8 damage on its dice, right?
Yep.
But then when you think about Qui-Gon and Old Ray, it's also capable of putting out 8 damage. So losing one of its dice isn't quite as detrimental
That's true.
for their strategy. It's just a more consistent way to build your decks is to increase the amount of dice you're using.
Oh yeah. I mean, dice wins games.
All right, we're just getting the overlay set up for you guys, so you know.
Players are.
Shuffling.
Yep.
And let's get the timer started since I always forget that.
Might be a good thing.
All right, so right now our players are shuffling up. What do you think about the Sabine decks?
I think Sabine is a bit overrated at this point.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
I do.
I heavily disagree.
I think Sabine is a really good deck, especially the Sabine. I mean, obviously Sabine Ezra is the best version, but yeah, I think it's getting a little bit more hype than it deserves.
See, I'm on the other side where I'm having the same reaction to Sabine that I had with Nines, at the beginning of Spirit of Rebellion meta, where
Oh my god, this is stupid.
yeah, oh my god, this is the dumbest thing. Like,
Right.
how could FFG let this happen?
Yeah.
It's not even the running interference thing. It's DL44, man.
Yeah.
She I
DL44
don't
is
get
gross.
it. I don't get it. She has Vader's dice and she cheats every turn.
That's
She
true.
basically resolves a 4-speed and rolls out and resolves. I don't know.
It's no big deal.
Yeah.
I don't
And
know.
that 3 disrupt side can be super crippling.
That
at
is
times. I think the only saving grace is that she's only 11 health.
true. Yeah.
I think if she was 12,
She'd be a bit much.
yeah, I'd honestly rather see her at 10 health.
Well, I mean, we don't know. I mean, it's heavily speculated that she's going to get errated at the same time as Nines. So we don't know what that is yet.
Right. So both of our players rolling out, and Brandon's heavily favored to win this die roll.
Well,
Let's.
I mean, I think he's probably heavily favored to win this matchup with Ezra or with Sabine's dice. Just being able to-
You don't think Shields will be able to save him? And I mean, Michael can push damage with deflect and riposte and synchronicity.
I don't know if Michael is playing a shield heavy version of Qui-Gon because he split the shields. And I think I would have just stacked him on Qui-Gon.
Well, Rey needs a shield to do damage.
That is true.
I suppose you could roll in Qui-Gon and then try to resolve one of his shield size to put a shield on Rey, but...
Yeah. Especially when you're running Elite Qui-Gon, your odds are you're going to get a shield.
So Zutya's bringing up a point that Nines is probably going to get changed to power action. So if y'all missed the last article from Fantasy Flight, they announced their Legacy set, which is slated probably to come out in 2018.
I'm actually expecting December.
Yeah, some people are speculating. But one of the new mechanics they talked about there was that some characters have what's called a power action that you can use once per round. So they might go back on to previous sets, and change some characters to have a power action.
Right.
So Michael playing Jedi Robes decides to just take the 2 shields on Qui-Gon and not deal the additional damage that he could have with Qui-Gon's ability.
I think that's a mistake. I think there should have been a ping. Because think about it, you could have gotten 2 indirect damage this round easily just by rolling out Rey and getting 1 ping.
Well, Sabine's already rolled out and has a 2 damage.
So you think he just wanted to keep the shields on him? Just to keep him at max health? But if that were the case, why wouldn't you put the shields on Rey? If you really want that shield ping from her so bad.
I don't know. I'm honestly not very educated on playing Qui-Gon. I haven't played him much.
Gets the riposte off.
So 3 damage going into Sabine. And he could have a pretty decent turn with Brandon having no resources to control Michael's dice and having that Jedi Robes with the 2 focus sides.
Oh, yeah. And he's already gotten 3 damage off.
And he's going to get another one when he activates Rey in.
Mm-hmm.
So Brandon's got a infamous Never Tell Me the Odds. Probably going to try to ramp up and get off a good Never Tell Me the Odds next round. So, Resm's saying that Asmodee Germany said in their article that Legacy will come in 2018.
Oh, okay. That's good, because honestly, I felt like December...
Well, that's in Europe,
is
what Zayug is saying.
Okay.
So,
I think that's probably a good time slot, though, just because it would feel really soon after Empire to have a Legacy set come out in December. Don't you agree?
Oh, yeah, definitely, with the new movie and...
Yeah.
Everybody's going to be going nuts for Star Wars stuff.
That's not what I meant. I meant just so close to the Empire War release.
Oh, right.
Release
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, even them announcing it with us still not having a rules update is very strange.
Yeah, I agree.
They should have had that ready to go when Empire at War was released.
Qui-Gon coming in. He's got pretty decent blowout potential when it comes to shields, and he does have a 2 damage side. So you could see a half-health Sabine round
It's a 1 damage.
Right, but I'm saying he does have a 2 damage. I was saying about his potential to roll out and hit fat. So do you think you focus the shield here with Qui-Gon, or do you just take the 2?
Oh, I think I take the 2.
I agree.
What's unfortunate is that with Michael running the new Rey as opposed to the old one is that next round, he's not going to get a chance to maybe surprise kill Sabine before she gets a second chance on her.
True.
So Brandon playing DL44 on eEzra.
I actually like that. Do you disagree? Your face says yes.
I mean, I don't know what. I don't think Brandon has anything in his discard pile right now. So why not just discard it at the end of this round? I guess it saves him. So Michael didn't remove a die. Did he remove? Oh, he removed the Jedi Robes focus.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna get a synchronicity off. So Sabine's at half health.
And that's no damage from Michael's dice.
Yeah, just showing like how nuts Riposte is.
Yeah.
As a card.
I mean, he's gotten 5 indirect damage just from cards out of hand.
Plus another one from Rey's activation.
Right.
Oh, it discards the other Riposte.
Yeah.
Oh man, he could have resolved that shield and done another 2 damage.
Yep.
So he's gonna do 3 more. And now if he's... Oh man.
So he could have had Sabine at 1. if he had kept that riposte, because he has the shield on Ray.
Yeah, he maybe even could have. I don't know. I think he's down to 1 card in hand, so it would have been tough to get to the 11.
Zotuk says, I think that's why they didn't mention a release in the U.S. article. They're hoping to get something out before Christmas. That's a good point. And yeah, that is a good point about the 2-player set, too. That kind of came out of nowhere.
So Brandon really desperately needs a second chance, and he drew it, the last card that he drew. Oh, that's going to be crushing for Michael.
Yeah, that's
to
going to
see,
feel bad.
especially when he gets that X8 right back that
Yep.
he overlaps with the second chance. Man.
And he's got the resources for him, too. He's got 3 resources. So he can play the second chance and get the XT out.
So let's see what he's going to do.
He moves the XT over. He knows.
What?
He's
He's
gonna
not
play
going to
flat
overlap
out.
it?
Huh. Interesting choice. Dude, Brandon's board state is pretty nuts right now, though. The XT and the DL44.
He does
on
have
top of
eight
Sabine's
resources out of
stats.
upgrades, but he dealt no damage last turn.
Yeah, but his blowout potential right now is...
What do you think
nuts.
about this, playing the Raised Lightsaber on Rey?
I think you go ahead and play it on Qui-Gon since you know he's already going for Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
Since it has the redeploy.
Exactly. I mean, it's one less shield that you're gaining, but
And he
he
already...
already discarded the both ripostes. Maybe he has a Return of the Jedi, so he can pull that riposte back into hand.
It looks like he realizes he should have discarded the other card. I saw him flick the card in hand. I'm curious if that was the one he kept. So, I mean, Ezra alone has a potential for 7 damage now.
He rolls out 5, but he doesn't have a resource to pay for it. So Michael needs to deal 7 damage to Sabine this turn. And he gets 4 right there. Let's see. I don't think Brandon had any control in his hand. He had like an Infamous and a Long Con.
Wow. This is not going as expected.
And just activating Sabine normally. See, this is where he could have overrode that X8 sniper for 1 to hit this, get the second chance, and then use Sabine's activation to get that X8 back.
Get the ambush.
Right.
Interesting choice not to use the +2.
Well, he only needed the 2
Oh, to finish her off? Yeah, I guess so.
to pop the second chance. It would have been 2 wasted damage.
That's true. I always forget that it doesn't go through and cycle on to
Right.
once second chance pops. Qui-Gon can still bust out some damage, though. I mean, we could still easily see a dead Sabine here.
Especially if he has another synchronicity,
Oh, yeah.
which would be really helpful right here.
Yeah.
I don't know if Brandon's deck is running Scavenge. And he's running Moisture Farm as opposed to Starship Graveyard, which I can't say I agree with.
I'm with you. Starship Graveyard, I think, is the immediate go-to for a Sabine Ezra deck.
For any Sabine deck.
Yeah.
I mean, all you need is a DL44 in your, or 2 DL44s in your discard pile. You claim, put 1 back on top. You play it, they remove a die. You activate her, you overlap that, they remove another die, and you still have an action to, yeah.
And it stays nasty.
So, Qui-Gon's got 4 damage. He just needs 1 more.
I hope he's got something in hand, otherwise he's going to find himself pitching.
So he's going to deal the 4 now. And maybe he's thinking if he claims, he just activates Rey next turn and finishes her off.
Yeah.
Which would not be a bad idea before Brandon is able to, play another second chance. The only thing is if he had it in this hand, I don't know what Brandon's thinking right now, what his line of play is.
He's got to be looking for damage. He's got to be looking to get Qui-Gon off.
He does only need to deal 4 to Qui-Gon.
Yep.
I've been focusing so much on the damage that was going on Sabine, I forgot to see how steadily Qui-Gon was getting.
He misses it by 1 with that reroll. That's brutal.
Oh, and he takes the resources. He doesn't reroll to try to kill her.
Interesting. Well, yeah, he doesn't have any shields on him, so he can't ping, so he's only got a 33% chance to roll damage.
That's true, but he could have got something, I don't know, maybe he just wants to get Rey built up for the late game against Ezra.
Possibly.
So right here, I would just claim.
Looks like I see a Reaping the Crystal in Michael's hand, so he could
Oh,
just
claim, come on.
Oh, willpower?
No, Return of the Jedi, so he's going to get riposte back. Which, not a bad play, but you could just go into next turn, roll Ray to kill Sabine, because now Brandon gets to claim and pitch his hand to find a second chance.
Mm-hmm. No, he's re-rolling instead.
So he's going to be able to kill Qui-Gon.
Yep.
So Michael... Okay, so he's just going to play the riposte and kill her.
He's just taking one shield off. I think I would have just saved that. I think I would have just rolled out Ray, dealt the damage, then riposted afterwards on eEzra to take him to half. I mean, that riposte with 3 shields is a half-dead eEzra.
Right. So it's going to be a 13 health Ray, basically, with a Ray's lightsaber against a 7 health eEzra with a DL44. And Brandon's going to go into next turn with only a single resource. He's running things like Never Tell Me the Odds, so he can do a lot of damage, but...
Michael's sitting on a stack of resources, though. And if he's running the economy cards that Blue Hero got in Empire at War, you could easily see his board state escalate. I mean, and he could put a Shoto out there to get even more survivability.
And keep in mind that if every turn that Ray has a shield on her, she's going to be dealing 1 damage.
Yeah, Brandon's on a clock right now with all the shield cards in Michael's deck.
And he discarded his Never Tell Me the Odds, so... Which, I think I keep that.
Yep, here comes the Reaping the Crystal play. What's he gonna put out?
Luke's lightsaber. Very powerful weapon. I think it's really underrated.
Oh, yeah, it is.
I mean, I would probably rather play a Ray's lightsaber simply because it has redeploy. But, I mean, at this, like, when it gets to late game and you can get a Luke's lightsaber out, that +3 is...
Huge.
Yes.
I think it really got underrated in Spirit just because of how people valued shields, and the 2 shield sides on Luke's lightsaber felt so bad in comparison to the other sabers. Like, in Spirit, I would always run a light bow over a Luke's lightsaber.
Yeah, I'm one of those players that's really in the minority on the whole Vibroknife sucks. I think Vibroknife needs to be in the game because I played a lot of Han, and Han will never die if you can't do unblockable damage.
Right. I mean, I'm with you. I don't think Vibroknife is a problem. Obi-Wan's light greater than Rey and Luke.
I could see the argument for that. It has 2 base damage sides you don't have to pay. No, 3 base damage sides you don't have to pay for. And one of those is potentially 5 damage.
True.
If they have 3 shields on.
Yeah, Zinter brings up a good point.
But, I mean, that doesn't get around Force Illusion, which is pretty heavily played.
Yeah, I'm really
I don't know. It just really depends on the type of deck you're going for.
I'm really shocked that we haven't seen more Force Illusion so far in Empire War. Like, I just feel like I haven't seen it nearly as much as I expected to.
I haven't played it in my Ahsoka Kanan deck simply because I'm already, if I get a Fearless on Ahsoka, I'm drawing 7 cards. Or I have a 7-card hand every turn. So I'm already milling myself quite heavily. And I'm also trying to push damage with, the synchronicities and the ripostes and do or do not.
Loathing Crab brings up a really good point about Obi-Wan's lightsaber not having redeploy, and that's one of the things that makes Rey's lightsaber so good.
Oh, you're talking about the Obi-Wan's lightsaber, not the light bow. I was thinking light bow for some reason.
No. Obi-Wan's lightsaber.
Oh.
When you were talking about 5 damage, I was like, I don't remember there being a 5 damage.
I was thinking of the light bow special.
No. Michael's trying to get as much damage as possible here. Gets the +3, I believe, on Rey's saber. So he's got 6 damage showing on the board right now.
No, that's a +2 on Rey's saber. It's a 2/3 +2.
You're right.
So Michael has potentially 5 damage showing, which is down to a 1 health eEzra, which all Michael would have to do is activate next turn. Those specials on eEzra are so good.
Yeah, they're nasty.
Man, being able to steal a resource from your opponent.
And
I wish Snap had that special.
No,
I wish
stop.
Snap had.
Stop. Stop with the Snap. He doesn't need anything. See, this is one of those things where I think Starship Graveyard comes into play because you can get that second chance back even right now to at least give eEzra a fighting chance.
Exactly. I mean, looping second chance.
It's dumb.
Yeah.
And if you do it, you should feel bad.
I don't know about
you should
that.
feel bad, Justin. Yeah, just gonna.
So Brandon, he's gonna resolve the 2 specials to steal 2 resources. I imagine we're gonna see him exhaust running interference so that Michael can't resolve any dice. I really like running interference.
That's a great card. It's such a big disrupt to your opponent. Just everything
Definitely.
they do. What do you think of him, Brandon, including Infamous?
In addition to running interference, I'm not sure. I don't think you need both, because one of the things you're doing with running interference is using it as basically an Infamous, to prevent your opponent from playing a card. Because that's normally why you exhaust Infamous, to give something ambush, is because you don't want your opponent to react to it.
Right.
So, like, the combo would be Infamous into Never Tell Me the Odds.
Mm-hmm.
But you could, on the flip side of it, just Never Tell Me the Odds and then exhaust running interference so your opponent can't play a card.
Right.
That way they can't mitigate your dice. It's essentially doing the same exact thing. I suppose having both of them in your deck, it does increase the consistency that you'll get at least one of them on the board early.
Looks like Ray's just gonna go ahead and deal the 3 damage and get out of there.
Yeah, maybe he feels in control of this game enough that he's just gonna take the 2 shields from the Luke's lightsaber special. That way he can deal the additional 1 next turn.
I think he's gonna deal the 2 damage to eEzra.
Yep, he does.
Just put him at 1 health. I mean, doing 1 damage out of hand is nothing for Blue Hero. If he's got a willpower, he can kill him next round.
Oh, so he's got a defensive stance, so he's... Yep.
There we go.
Ezra's going to be dead next round, unless... Oh, Brandon already claimed,
Yep.
So... Brandon needs to draw into second chance right now.
Let's
And
see if
he's
he
got
gets it.
He's got a pile of resources over
Not
there.
yet.
Don't get cocky. Cheat.
Oh, he doesn't get it.
Don't get cocky.
Oh, that's
So
so,
he could,
brutal.
Well, he could Infamous Don't Get Cocky to draw 2 more cards.
Yeah. That's so brutal.
Don't Get
though.
Cocky. Really interesting include. I guess that's just to help dig through your deck to find the running interference and set up the Sabine.
Loop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see what Brandon's going to do here. I think the odds are not in his favor. I think I'd probably give Michael a 90% chance, 95% chance of victory here.
Yeah, I don't know. Don't count Ezra out. I mean...
I'm counting Eëzra out.
I mean, if he he has that cheat in hand, so if he Infamouses into Don't Get Cocky and he's able to play that
second chance.
second chance,
Yeah.
and then able to cheat it back into hand.
I don't know, man. We'll see if he can get it. Looks like he's thinking the exact same thing as you, though.
Oh, so he's
No,
just
he's
gonna.
playing
Oh,
cheat?
because he has a second chance in his discard pile already, so he
Yeah.
doesn't. So, I wonder if he's gonna Infamous.
Oh, no.
He needs to Infamous. Oh, what?
He grabbed the XT instead of the second chance.
What? And he's not exhausting Infamous?
Oh, I think that's a misplay.
He's dead.
Yeah, he didn't see it. He didn't realize it. Oh, that's just a misplay.
And
Oh,
I mean,
he's got to feel bad about that one.
it looks like he is pretty disappointed. Wow.
That's brutal.
Ray is so deceptive with her ability.
Yeah. Lily Grad pointing out, never tell me the odds. Tell them the odds. Yeah. That's a good point.
So, man, that's a pretty exciting game, actually.
It wasn't at all what I was expecting.
It looked heavily in Michael's favor.
From
but-
round 1.
Definitely, but when Brandon played that second chance on Sabine, I was, I thought she was gonna last a little bit longer, maybe, but I mean that's one of the detriments of not running the Starship Graveyard is not being able to get that card back.
Right. I wonder if he thought that he couldn't use the cheat. No, he just must not have thought about it.
Yeah, I don't know, and I mean, I don't know how long the Brandon's been playing and how long he's specifically been playing this deck, so You know, it might be a matter of skill level. He's flicking. It looks like he's flipping through his deck, see what he's got left. He does run scavenge additionally, so he probably just uses the scavenges and the cheats to get his second chance back, and he probably just
wants the money making from Moisture Farm to play upgrades.
Right, and he probably just hasn't played against New Ray. Honestly, I mean, I haven't seen hardly anybody run her.
Yeah. Loathing Crab asking how many players we have. We have 10 players today.
10 players. We're going 4 rounds.
3, I believe.
3, but are we gonna do a top cut?
I'll have to double check.
So yeah, we'll double check on the tournament structure that they're planning on running today. And we'll get back to you guys on that.
3 rounds at least, and we may do a top cut.
Right.
So you guys let us know. Do you guys think Sabine is overrated? Do you think that she is just as strong as Justin's pointing out she is, or
she's dumb? That's what my deck. That's what my deck is called in SW Destiny. It's called Sabine is dumb.
Yeah.
Because she's really stupid.
All my 9s decks in TTS are titled Stupid, Stupider, and Stupidest.
Are you serious? Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. But all right, guys. So that's it for now. It looks like we have 10 minutes left in the round. So we can probably chat for a few more minutes. Let's take a look at some Empire War cards, because we'll probably not be able to start the next round if we have another game go to full time like we did last.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why we came back a little late, was we had a game go right at time,
which normally doesn't happen anymore.
No.
You know, like normally games are
17 minutes.
Yeah, 20 minutes tops. All right, so let's take a look at some of the Empire War cards. What do you think is one of the most underrated cards in the set right now?
Underrated?
Underrated, yes.
I don't know if it's underrated per se, but I think Reaping the Crystal is just like, I don't feel like anybody's talking about how good that card is.
Okay,
it's
so
a
Reaping
zero
the
cost
Crystal
reduction, and you don't lose an action to play something like.
Yeah, I mean, it's really good. The only thing is you have to play. Like, you have to build your deck to use it.
Yeah, that's true.
So you have to have enough 3-cost and 4-cost upgrades to make good use of it.
I feel like most Blue Hero in Empire War, though, is going to be running mono.
That's true.
So that Reaping the Crystal is always going to be good. Same thing with It Binds All Things. That's why I think it got such a huge improvement in Empire.
Yeah, I do really like It Binds All Things. Not quite as much as Reaping. I mean, I like it quite a bit more than Reaping the Crystal. Just to be able to consistently reduce the cost of a blue upgrade,
right,
is incredible.
Getting Master of the Council out for 1 feels so good, though, with the double It Binds All Things Reaping the Crystal combo.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, you could always use Reaping the Crystal to play a weapon on the Padawan, and then play Master of the Council on top of that weapon or something like that.
Yeah.
All right, so
what about you? What are one of your underrated cards of the set?
Most underrated card. Interesting. I think Stolen Cash is pretty. I don't think many people are talking about it, but it's pretty much a gain a resource whenever you need it.
Yep.
Card. That's really good. It doesn't have the surprise factor that Truce does. Like, if let's say you have no resources and you're showing a pay side, being able to truce and then resolve that is pretty good. But
Truce is nasty.
But Stolen Cash, you know, it's just like it's $1 in your back pocket when you need it.
Yeah, in all my Empire War matches, I've actually never seen it run once, which I
Really?
was really shocked at. Yeah.
I think I've run it in almost every yellow deck that I've built.
I think it belongs in almost every yellow deck.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not like logistics where you have to remove a die.
Right.
So
it's just a straight up free upgrade or free resource.
So anyways, those are our underrated cards, guys. Let us know what y'all's are, and maybe we can chat about them some more later when we come back. We're gonna cut out for now, and we'll be back in. Let's see, we got how much time left in the round? 8 minutes. So yeah, we'll be back around 3:50.
We'll see you then.
Yeah, stick with us, guys.